Hello everyone, and today I'll be reading a multi-character ex-listener by me. So let's get into it. Scaramouche. Scaramouche was a dangerous man, but there was something about him that called out to you. He was confident, charming, and seemed to know exactly what he wanted. One day, you found yourself alone with him in a dark alleyway. You were nervous, but something about him drew you in. He looked at you with his dark eyes, and you could see the spark of desire in them. You reached out and brushed a strand of hair from your face, his fingers lingering on your skin. You have known each other for quite a while now, but you weren't exactly close. You weren't even dating. And to think that he let you touch him and said the very next thing, it all felt like it was a dream. You're playing with fire, he murmured, his lips close to your ear. You shivered at the feeling of his breath on your skin. You knew he was right, but you couldn't resist him. Not at all. I like the heat, he whispered right back, your hand finding its way to his chest. His eyes widened in surprise, right then and there. But he didn't pull away. He leaned in closer to you, his lips finding yours in a passionate kiss. You could feel his hands on your body, igniting a fire within you. We'll see how it ends, he whispered, pulling you closer and closer to him. And as you continued to explore each other's bodies in the darkness, he knew that you were playing with fire. But at that moment, you didn't really care. You were addicted to him, in the best way ever. Tighnari? Tighnari was a man of few words, but his presence alone had a calming effect on you. You had always admired his quiet strength and gentle demeanor, and you found yourself gravitating towards him whenever you needed a moment of peace. After all, you couldn't help yourself. He was everything you wanted, everything you dreamed of, so you were helpless against him, in each and every single way you could think of. One day, as you sat beside him, you couldn't really help but notice the way his hair fell across his forehead. You reached out to brush it back, and your fingers grazed against his skin, his eyes meeting yours, and you saw a warmth and tenderness in them that made your heart skip a beat. You have a way of making me feel alive, he said, his voice soft and gentle. His touch sent shivers down your spine, and you felt a rush of desire building within you. You leaned in closer to him, and he wrapped his arms around you, pulling you into his embrace. You know what, Ryan? You turned me on, he whispered into your ear, his breath hot against your skin. You could feel the intensity of his desire, and it filled you with a sense of excitement and anticipation. His hands roamed over your body, exploring every inch of your skin, and you knew that with him, you were safe and very loved. As his lips found yours in a tender kiss, you felt a deep connection between the two of you. You knew that you had found someone who understood you in a way that no one else ever could. With Tighnari, you felt alive, and that was the most intoxicating feeling of all. No matter what anyone else might say, Tighnari was the best partner for you, and being with him was addicting. But he really just knew how to keep you happy, how to make you smile, and how to spice things up whenever you needed that change. He was perfect, and you can't really argue about that. Xiao? Xiao was a quiet and reserved person. Everyone who knew him knew that. But there was something about him that drew you to him. You had always admired him, his strength and determination, his dedication in everything that he did. But you didn't know how to get closer to him. One day, you stumbled upon a remote area in Liyue with a breathtaking view. You felt that this would be the perfect opportunity to connect with him. As you both stood there taking in the view, you felt the urge to touch him. So you reached out to tuck a strand of hair behind his ear. And he turned to face you. His gaze was intense, and you felt a jolt of electricity run through you. Is everything okay? He asked, his voice low. You bit your lip, now kind of unsure of the movement that you'd made. You felt really anxious when he looked at you like that, with those eyes of his, that voice, everything about him made blood rush to your cheeks. You felt the rush of desire building inside you. Without thinking, you leaned in and pressed your lips to his. He hesitated for a moment before responding, his lips parting to allow your tongues to meet. You could feel the heat radiating from him, and he knew that you had turned him on. As you pulled away from him, he looked at you with a mixture of surprise and desire. He was blushing, and though he was always hesitant, and even shy sometimes, he wanted to do this so badly. He was enjoying himself, and you could clearly tell. I never expected this, he said, his voice hoarse. But I can't deny that I want you. He smiled, feeling a sense of satisfaction build up within you. I want you too, Xiao. More than anything, he replied, taking his hand and leading him to a nearby spot. There, you explored each other's bodies, giving into the passion that had been building between you. As you lay in each other's arms afterwards, you knew that this was just the beginning of your relationship, and that there was going to be a lot more between you, and a lot more to do and see.